Here we go, Jeff.
We've got rings. It's only one movie franchise that starts with rings.
Hey, my name is Ben Schwartz. I play Sonic the Hedgehog.
My name is Jeff Fowler. I'm the director of Sonic 3.
And 2 and 1.
And 2 and 1.
And 2 and 1 and go. Oh, it worked perfect. And that's Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's Golden Axe.
Look at all these classics.
How many of the games do you think you've played and beat?
I mean, oh, there it is. Sega.
Remember the first one where we tried to do my voice 6 times, saying Sega?
I still have that recording. One of these days we'll get it into a movie. Ooh, ominous music.
What does that mean?
What could that mean?
What does that mean
Original
immediately
film.
for the third one?
Ooh, setting the tone. Prison Island.
Already.
Easter egg.
Easter egg.
Yep, Sonic Adventure 2, of which there will be many Easter egg references.
Gun.
Yeah.
Yorma Tacone.
Our good friend Yorma Tacone.
Director of a Knuckles episode.
Yeah, episode 4, the rock opera.
He's also attached to a movie that I wrote. I love him.
Oh, and we're picking up right where we left off in Sonic 2. Shadow in the cryotube.
That popsicle hasn't moved in 50 years.
So yeah, really important for this movie, I think, to all of us on the team to just set Shadow up, set the tone for the film up, and just I think we looked at the character and everyone just knows how important his backstory is to the fans, and it was just so important to get it right. And Lila Brown, who plays Maria, just came in and just was a wonderful addition to the cast. Perfect Maria. I think she's going to be a big deal someday. And but yeah, all this, we storyboarded this very early. Really wanted this to be, exciting and action packed, and just set the tone for the film.
What was it like auditioning Maria's? Because there's so much. What were the auditions like for that?
We were actually got very lucky. So we found our way to Elila kind of through George Miller. She had worked with George Miller on a few things, including Furiosa. She was the young Furiosa.
Mm-hmm.
You could just tell, like she had it, and was a perfect match for the look of Maria from what the fans know. So honestly, if you'd asked me what would I have been very kind of nervous about, it would have been casting Maria, and yet it just really came together quickly. And then, of course, the other bit of casting was Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, what's the process of that?
Just reaching out and pitching him and telling him how much this character means to fans, and how excited and how perfect he is for the role, and how excited the fans would be for him to become a part of these movies. And fortunately, he said yes.
So was it a Zoom meeting? What was your first time meeting?
Yes. I met him over Zoom with our producers, Neil Moritz and Toby Asher, and we pitched him and showed him a bunch of stuff. And yeah, he got it, and I think was really into it, and said yes.
I love it. I was so excited when you told me we got him. It was such a big moment.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, just the perfect voice for Shadow.
Also, by the way, let's call it all the Easter eggs. An Easter egg of her playing the acoustic guitar, the song from, was it Sonic Adventure 2?
Live and Learn. Yep. Again, just really want the fans to watch this and just see very early that we know what's important to them, and that we're always looking for ways to incorporate it into the movie.
I will say, although I guess I would have to watch the first 2 movies again, but
We need more guys.
I think the first act of this film is one of my favorite acts of any of the.
It moves fast.
It's the first act of this film.
Yeah,
so movies are usually in a 3-act structure, and so in terms of acts, the first act of this film I think is one of the best acts of anything you have done.
Thank you. No,
I love it.
It really moves. Like, we're always considering pacing and with these films. We know we got to move fast. We just want to have fun and tell a great story. And yeah, the pacing is always a big part of that.
By the way, remember this beat, you added some more comedy to this. This part didn't exist, and this didn't exist, and you added it.
Yeah, no, it's Sonic's first moment in the movie, and we're always just wanting to make memorable, scenes and have fun with things, and just felt like a very unexpected way to introduce.
There's a couple of last-second additions you did that made a huge impact. The biggest one, I think, is the first movie with the turtle.
Yes.
Wasn't initially in the movie, and I think literally defines who Sonic is immediately. Like, takes a slow turtle, lets him go for a ride, puts him down shaking, says something funny, and goes.
it's you get so focused on the story and the character arcs, and you really want to get that all working. And then once that's all sort of clicks, then you just go looking for those little punch ups. And you're always an incredible partner with the comedy and with the punch ups, and always up for pitching jokes and giving us a ton of great choices. And but yeah, it's always fun when you feel like you got the story in a good place, and then you just go looking for all these parts in the movie. And some of it comes too from when we have test screenings and you see what the audience reacts to, or where it feels like you could do better or be funnier. And so you just take all that information and just go at it and try to plus it.
It's funny because for the beginning process of or by the way, we're usually not a part of it all. But then when you're actually filming, I'm not another Easter egg. Oh, what is this dance?
Lost? How is that even possible?
You don't dance like that? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe I dance like that on the day.
I've seen you do that dance.
Okay, I get it, man. No need to rub it in.
But you see all the actors for months, and then you don't see them again, and then you see me for months.
It's almost like making two movies. It really is. It's like we have the live action component, we have the physical shoot, we go off and we build the sets and we work with the cast, and Jim Carrey and James Marsden and Tika Sumpter, and they all come in and do their thing, and then we all high five and we hug and we say, that's a wrap. And then we're off to visual effects, and then visual effects becomes its own thing, and it's time to bring all these little CG characters to life. And the cast just keeps growing and growing. Obviously, with Shadow, we've added our 4th CG character, and so these really have become just big endeavors in terms of the animation, and something I love. I come from that world and just love animated characters, love working with actors to create the performances, and working with artists and the animators to create the characters and bring them to life.
Is there a part that feels most home for you? Is there like, when I'm up to VFX, I feel like I'm at home, and it's just my comfort zone?
Yeah, when we're getting first passes of animation, when it's blocking and the animators are basically taking Sonic or Knuckles or Tails or Shadow and just doing very early posing and working them through the scene, that's kind of what feels the closest to home in terms of my experience. That was my first job in the industry, was a character animator, and so I love getting to look at the shots with the animators, just kind of pitching ideas, giving them feedback, and then seeing them run with it and take things and they just make them great and add their own ideas and bring their own sort of artistic sensibilities to the characters. It's awesome, and I really love it. So this was great. I think this third movie, being back in the cave, I think a lot of what I enjoyed when we were scripting the movie was just these kind of callbacks, to it's like a third movie. I feel like there's a very natural tendency to reflect on where we've been and how we got here, and kind of just celebrate a lot of the journey. And of course, Sonic's journey began in that first film with his once he came to Earth and living his life in this cave and being an outsider. And he's grown so much since then. But it's fun to come back here to revisit this, have Tom there, have this really emotional scene, and just kind of set up what Sonic's character journey is going to be for this film, which is about making choices.
Great line, trailer moment.
Heart, right. Makes more sense. Not lungs, heart.
There's from when we're doing this recording, yesterday and the day before were days that posters came out, and they have some of them have Sonic on them and have my name on them, and it's still the most surreal thing in the universe for me to see my name on a big Sonic the Hedgehog poster. It's crazy. I love it. I feel so lucky every time those things come out.
Oh, we're lucky to have you, my friend. It's doesn't feel like it was that long ago when we were just working on Sonic's what he should sound like, working on a concept, just really trying to get things going. That was probably 2017, which means it's about 7 years ago, and it just doesn't feel like that much time has passed. But here we are, three movies later, and
3 movies, Jeff.
Show. It's really.
What do you do to celebrate? Really, do you celebrate anything when a movie's done and you've spent years of your life on it as the director? Do you do anything like a fun thing for yourself or you and your family, or no?
There's not a traditional sort of way of celebrating it, but just really just having some downtime and just getting to recharge before heading out and taking on the next adventure.
It's not a competition.
Do you think you'll still keep doing Sonic at 75 when you're 75?
I'm gonna hand it off to my son. I think I'm grooming him right now. He's 5. but he loves.
Just learned how to ride a bike.
He just learned how to ride a bike, but he loves Sonic. Got the red shoes. So yeah, I'm grooming him to be the heir to the franchise.
Was there a real helicopter here? No way.
No, it's very large fans, which no actors and no animals really enjoy because it's blowing all this dust and debris into your face. But James and Tika were great sports about it, and there's no way to simulate helicopter rotor wash, so you just have to blast them with a lot of wind. But then and we did build there's they call it a buck. It's basically a little something for the actors, for Christian Ritter, who's an exciting new addition to the cast.
There she is.
To step out of. So it's a small piece of helicopter that then gets
that's cool.
built out digitally, and then we do the landing was all digital. So
Right now in Tokyo.
movie magic.
Commander Walters is requesting Team Sonic's immediate assistance.
What country are you filming in right now?
This was all done at Pinewood Stages,
Oh yeah,
okay, in England, which is a
world
great
famous
place to work.
Pinewood.
Yeah.
That's what did Star Wars too. I think episode 7.
Yep. That's a great place to make movies. Great crews there. Really enjoyed our time there. I think cast really had fun with the crew, and we really had a good shoot.
Oh, you didn't keep it in where he says something?
We were getting a little carried away with the dog subtitles. There are earlier versions of this film, which Ozzy was really kind of trying to steal the show. Yes, subtitled Ozzy was a new element to this third movie as we get progressively.
That's so funny. I've seen 2 different drafts of this film and a lot of ADR. So like I've seen Ozzy say so many different things.
Yes, but no, that
Not anymore.
there was a joke about
What do you say there?
make sure you pee on everything you can was his parting words. Which was funny, but maybe we wanted to just kind of kick off the adventure and keep our tone a little bit more adventurous.
What's the song here when they skydive?
It's Neon Shibuya something. It's something we found that was a perfect fit because we're about to airdrop into Shibuya Crossing.
And it feels like
Neon lights. That's what it is. Neon lights. But a great.
Oh, there you go. We tried a bunch of different stuff for this. You guys understand? Anytime Sonic says something, we've said 15 different things, versions.
Talk about low budget flights.
So another Easter egg. This is the how you start Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic is in a helicopter. He's a prisoner of guns, and then he decides to break out and jump out of the helicopter.
This sequence is so badass. This right into the next sequence is one of the most, until we get to the third act of this movie, is one of the most crazy action-packed sequences we've ever done.
And one of the first ones we designed. So this was very early on, we're like, we got to get Sonic and Shadow together. It's got to be great. Got to be dynamic and colorful and action-packed. And what better place to do that than Tokyo at night and Shibuya Crossing, which is basically kind of like the Times Square of Japan. So it just all kind of clicked, and we brought in some really incredible board artists to help us develop it and flesh it out. And it's just one of those things that I think hopefully some of the storyboards will actually be available for as extra bonus features. And I think you watch the storyboards and you just realize we made the storyboards. They were so great.
Wow.
The camera work was so dynamic, and it was just all right there. And we just did it in CG.
I love this bit.
This back and forth was all Keanu's idea. The Keanu
really
was pitching it. He pitched it, and about because we're just like, well, how would these characters respond to each other? And his pitch was that like that they would just be questioning each other in this really funny way. And then he did his side of it, and then you came in and did your side, and it just all.
I love that bit. I didn't know that was a Keanu pitch.
Yeah.
As
I don't
of this
look like
moment,
you look like me. Why do you look like me?
As of this moment, I've only met Keanu once, and it was amazing. I can't wait. I think when we go to London to do press, we'll all get to hang out a bunch. It'll be great.
So gotta have somebody kick off the action here. And one thing I think we tried really hard to do with Shadow, it's like he's not the aggressor. He's not just going out and picking fights. Like he's just trying to figure out where he is, what's going on. He's just gotten out of cold storage for 50 years, and everyone just starts attacking him. And so this was no different. And like even though Team Sonic shows up and Sonic's got the handcuffs and they want to try to arrest him, he just kind of was going to leave him alone. He's just going to walk away. He says there's nothing to talk about. But then Knuckles goes after him. and then that's what kind of kicks off all the
And
battle
him coming
here.
from a gun helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. It's all like Shadow is just literally trying to be left alone, and nobody will leave him alone. It felt more interesting than him just being a monster on the loose.
Immediate motorcycle.
Yeah.
My man Jeff doesn't give you a second. Immediate motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Weapons.
I know that look. Going after him is a bad idea.
So we'll very quickly mention some of my history with the character. So back in 2004, I was working for a visual effects company called Blur Studio, where I worked for many, many years. And we got hired by Sega to create some promotional, some cinematics and some really kind of high-end animation to promote and be a part of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was, Shadow the Hedgehog, which was the spin-off. After his sort of breakout debut and popularity from Sonic Adventure 2, they gave him his own game, and so they hired us to create some cool-looking animations. And so, 2004, I got to.
How old is Jeff at this time?
I was new to the industry. I was probably 24, maybe. 25.
Wow, and
So
you were a huge Shadow fan.
And just I thought Shadow was awesome, and I was so excited to get to work on it. And now here, 20 years later, getting to do the movie version. I mean, you just can't write this stuff. It really is incredible, and I feel incredibly fortunate to have had the opportunity and to just love all these characters so much, but to get to bring Shadow into our movie universe is just incredible.
Is Shadow your favorite Sonic character?
I can't answer that with you sitting next to me, man. I mean, that's a horrible question to ask.
Akira, Sly?
Don't make me choose. Oh yeah, can't turn down. When in Tokyo.
By the way, it absolutely means that Shadow's your favorite, or else you just would be unbelievable. Right in front of me, right in my face.
I'm sorry you have to find out this way.
I feel like Shadow's a huge fan favorite.
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, he's just all these characters are so great. They all have their own personalities. They're all so fun and
Hey, another Back to the Future reference.
That's
Christopher
right.
Lloyd and Knuckles.
Chief Patrick Mac.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Are you okay?
So another big, huge Easter egg coming up with our friends the Chow, who
Sonic Adventure 2.
Well, yeah, they actually debuted in the first Sonic Adventure, and then it became more of a thing in Sonic Adventure 2, and then obviously became very popular, and now they're kind of everywhere. So we figured if we're making a movie and going to incorporate all these elements from Sonic Adventure 2, you can't leave out the Chow. And it just really made sense. Like, we're in Tokyo, they love animated characters and anime and really have fun with that stuff, and so the idea of a Chow themed restaurant just kind of made sense and gave us the opportunity to build this really awesome set, this colorful restaurant with all this just great. I mean, there's so many incredible little set decorators and production designers and everyone just really built this out in the most incredible way. Luke Freeborn, my production designer. I mean, everybody just had such an incredible time.
Commander Walters just shows up.
But all these little, like the salt shakers, they're little Chow.
It looks so
You will
cool.
never even, inside that giant Chow head, which was kind of like the kitchen.
That was Denzel Washington, he said.
It's just full of so many great little details. But yes, our friend Tom Butler, who's now three Sonic films to his resume, always wonderful to work with. Just really enjoys coming in and helping out. And now he's going to give us some backstory on Shadow.
Wait, so how close to the video game is this? Because obviously Gerald's story is a little different.
Yes.
So how close the story is this?
It's a little different. In the games, Shadow is actually his DNA is given to Gerald by Black Doom, who's this alien, this kind of demon character, and he Gerald kind of makes a sort of a Faustian bargain with Black Doom, and he gets this DNA and creates Shadow. So it just felt a little simpler, or a little just for the purposes of not overwhelming the audience with too much kind of backstory,
Right.
To just make it a little simpler and to have Shadow have arrived, mysteriously from space as a meteor, and then Gerald just basically discovering him and making the discovery of that the meteor contained Shadow. And then we've woven Commander Walters into that story because felt like we wanted a connection from the present to the past, and so by sticking Walters as a younger military officer in Shadow's era, it just kind of connected dots in the good way.
Hey, you don't have to pay the whole Jackson 5 fee if you have it in a different language, right?
I hope it's cheaper when it's a cover band, a Japanese cover band, but yes, very, very fun, and felt like the tone was perfect for our little Chow live show.
And then we should say one of the themes for Sonic, this one is, if the first one is like trying to find family and the second one is trying to find his team, would you say?
Yeah, his squad.
The third one is him trying to learn how to be a leader.
Yes.
And so the first time we see him already is when he runs by himself to chase after Shadow and he does the wrong thing.
Yes.
And is not a good teammate at all.
That's right.
But I think that's his arc for this episode.
It is. And just the choices and how to make good choices. It's what Tom says to him in the cave. And that as long as you listen to what's in your heart, you'll make the right choice when it matters most. And those choices are what. Yeah. Now this was a really, as our cast has grown and grown, we're just always looking for ways to celebrate everybody. Lee Majube's always been such an amazing.
Lee is amazing,
amazing person, amazing character, and what him and Jim have created together. So we wanted to give him a great entrance, and we know we needed to. I mean, here we are this far into the movie, and we haven't even got to Robotnik or Stone yet. I mean, that's kind of the embarrassment of riches that we have with these movies, is that you have so many great characters, so many fan favorites, and you want everyone to have their moments. And so we were just kind of working our way down the list.
Take this.
What is it?
A key to the most powerful weapon Gund has ever built.
Oh, I haven't seen the CG to this yet.
Yeah, fancy.
That's it for Walters, huh?
Hey, you never know. Yeah.
I mean, he does keep coming back.
So this is in Canary Wharf in the
and you
UK,
said
which
in this movie you want to kill as many people as you can, right?
That's right. Out for blood. Hard PG. That's us.
Hard PG.
RPG.
Almost RPG. All right, so this is, where is this filmed?
This is in London, at Canary Wharf, and we just Brandon Trost, our illustrious cinematographer, did a great job of just making everything feel all this great neon color and just it just created a vibe, and I think it looks awesome.
By the way, it's so funny thinking that that's hiding. There's nobody else that looks like a fox and an echidna.
Well, that's the last thing you want to get bogged down by, is having to explain or have people react to things.
I think that makes it funnier.
Yeah. There's some fun little stunt driving.
Ooh, look at that location.
Yep. So then this is actually back on stage at Pinewood. We Get Right was supervised and went and shot a bunch of plates in Tokyo, and as did Brandon, and came back with all this great material that we could sort of create these comps. So we had a physical set there at Pinewood on the 007 stage.
Oh, come on.
And it was just this little pier set, this little piece. And then, we extended it with all this great photography that they came back with from Japan.
I can prove it.
Lee is so good, man.
Yeah.
I think he's been so good in all these movies. I think Lee's so talented.
All right, time to get to the man. See what he's been up to since the last movie.
Please. Join me.
Always have fun designing new drones.
Can I tell you that one of the first writing jobs I ever got was to make a telenovela version of movie Soap Dish for Paramount.
Oh.
So I watched hours and hours of telenovelas before I started writing it. So when you did this part, I was like, I know this world so well. We called it El Fuego Caliente.
That was our first day of filming, actually. We did the telenovela.
This?
First day of filming, yeah.
Oh, the telenovela.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. Here's Dr. Robotnik. Real hair. This is basically
that's his real hair.
Since he left Sonic 2, since he walked off set on Sonic 2, I think he just kind of let it grow.
Just for him?
Jim, that's his hair.
He's like, I'm just gonna grow my hair.
Yeah, he was he just grew it out. And then it was his idea. He's like, why don't we just shave it? He knew he had to shave it to create the bald look. He's
just
look.
The best.
So he's just like, why not just go for it and do it on camera?
And he gained 150 pounds too, right? That's a great reveal.
Yes. Wonderful to find him as this sort of down and out bathrobe, stained sweatpants, belly bongos. Whole package.
It's also so funny how unhinged all of his hair looks because Lee's are so tight. Everything is so perfect
Yeah,
in Lee's face.
very manicured, very
And he's
very buttoned up.
Worse.
Well, maybe this is what not giving a damn what you think I look like. Sir.
Cannot say enough incredible and wonderful things about Jim. Obviously, every time he comes back to do one of these, we just are so fortunate, and he brings so many ideas and just such. He's just the greatest gift imaginable to these Sonic movies, and then in this one, agreed to do 2 characters.
Unbelievable.
It was.
What was the pitch like for you on that? That's gotta
Oh.
be a tough pitch. Hey man, you want to do another movie? First of all, he said in an interview that maybe he would retire, and now you're saying, hey, instead of retiring, you
Not only are you coming back, we'd like you to
play
play two characters. I think he just really was into the pitch of what if we gave Robotnik family. You know, we've done the first 2 films. It was all about Sonic getting family, Sonic getting friends, but we'd never seen or told that story from Robotnik's point of view. And so for him to have been alone, you know, all his life and have been an orphan and felt like there's just no one else out there, suddenly to have a Grandpa Robotnik walk into his life, it just opened it up in such a exciting way. And Jim had so many ideas and just ways to do it, and just was a great partner in kind of building out that storyline.
We had over 100 different faults for Dr. Robotnik. I remember that line 1,000 times. We had one that was the dude reference.
Yep.
We had a billion.
The big Robutsky.
Oh, yeah.
Was, I mean, they were funny. It just, it was, but I think we landed in a great place. Dr. Robotnik. All right, here we go. I can't tell you how nervous Lee was. We rehearsed this, but you only get one take. Shaving somebody's head. I mean, and to his credit, I mean, he was a champ. I mean, to have to go on camera, to know you don't get resets, you don't get take 2.
That's a great cut. That's a great shot, Jeff.
Yeah. No, this is was so fun to do. I mean, again, my heart went out to Lee on that day and all the anxiety he must have felt, but he did a great job, and it's an amazing scene.
Is there a scene in the 3 movies that you were the most nervous to shoot? You don't seem like very nervous. Whenever I've talked to you, you never, even when things are stressful around you, you never show it. So is there a time, we wouldn't be able to tell, but is there a time or is there a shoot that we did a day that you're like, oh my God, this was the most nervous I've been for any setup for Sonic?
You know?
And what happened in your childhood that you're not allowed to show Peter?
Well, I was just going back to Jim playing 2 characters. I think.
Yeah, just
really
skip over that real question.
Just wanting to get to set him up in a way that like we know we wanted to do, like motion control cameras and have fun with it, but also not to be so technical that it would just we'd get in our own way. So I mean, and so there wasn't. I guess you could say the first day of filming on the Ivo and Gerald meeting scene. It was that would have been. I wasn't nervous, but I was definitely like, okay, this is a big moment, and like we gotta make a whole movie this way. And so, but to see Jim do it and perform it so incredibly. I guess it would have been the day that we did the other side of it when we came back and did the Gerald side, and just see how well that was.
How long apart from doing one side to the other one?
It would like
same day, different day.
No, if we filmed Ivo on a Monday, we would do Gerald on a Wednesday. So Jim would have a prep day in between, and then you also have to remember that 3 hours in the chair, in the makeup chair, and getting all the prosthetics on. Yeah, so you could never do it in the same day because it just is too much time.
So you'd have to have the set for a week or 4 or 3 days.
So yeah, and then we would just kind of, you know, just ping pong back and forth between the 2 Robotniks, and Jim was just so had a really incredible sort of scene partner, Brendan, who's our temp Robotnik, and he would do the other side.
Oh, great!
For each scene, yeah, because you know somebody needed to actually do the scene with Jim, and he had to know the lines and had to know.
Wow!
And he was just incredible. And
did Jim
really
get along?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean,
that's so cool.
It was such a big ask, but Brendan came in and did an incredible job. And
this is a great beat. When I saw this for the first time, I thought it was great.
Oh yeah, then this was another one of those sequences that when we just really put a lot into the storyboarding.
Yeah, because you reveal it
very early on, because just knowing how much this Shadow Maria relationship and this backstory means. And also, proportionally, like we have a lot of movie. It's a big movie. Like we don't have a ton of time to spend in any one place. So, but giving the audience this story, showing why Maria meant so much to Shadow, and consequently why it hurt so much for him to lose her. I mean, this was just so important. There's this frame in particular was a piece of production.
Yeah, I remember seeing it
very early on. Yeah, just because we just knew like these are just snapshots, these moments in the movie that just have to be perfect and have to look great. And this song too, "Traveling Wilburys," and the line, like I sort of heard this very early in the search and just fell in love with it. The tone and it just felt right for this montage. And fortunately, we were able to.
Is there an origin story of how he got his skates, his shoes?
No. It was just it was something to give her a little just some movement and some life, like the idea when she's first moving into the lab and that first scene.
No, like Shadow. Like Shadow's always had.
Oh, skates. Gotcha. I thought you meant roller skates. The air shoes.
Yeah.
No, we don't touch on that in the film. Again, there's so many details to Shadow that it's like you don't want to overwhelm the audience with too much exposition or details. But there. I mean, presumably he has them so that when he is in his when he's in that test track and they're harnessing his energy, that it's just a way of supplementing his speed and a way for him to really generate a lot of chaos energy, which then we see that they're collecting into these containers, and that Gunn was going to use to militarize and maybe use to make weapons. So it's always been the sort of hidden agenda with Gunn in the games, and want to make sure it was.
Was the alien freak something you filmed, or that was real? That was real something. The video of the.
Oh yeah, no.
Did you film that?
No, it's CG.
That was
talented group of guys at Vandivision.
Oh wow!
That we hired to create that, and that's the bio lizard. It's another Easter egg. Sonic Adventure 2. That was what Gerald created before Shadow. It was basically the prototype, and it went south, but is an iconic character in the Sonic universe, and so it was another great Easter egg. What if they watched in this kind of cheesy little horror movie from the 50s and make it just throw the bio lizard in there.
By the way, talk about you and I love sneakers. Shadow sneakers are so awesome. You look at Shadow sneakers, they're so badass.
Yeah.
And then Sonic sneakers are so good. I think Knuckles has great Tims.
Yeah, no, shoes are a big part.
Shoes are a big part of these things.
Yeah, no, they
figure they run so
They
much.
also balance them from falling over with their giant heads.
What is canon?
Feet.
What is canon for how many pairs of sneakers Sonic owns? Because he must fly through them unless someone created special sneakers.
It was something in the first movie. It was in the first trailer that was a pile of burnt out shoes in the corner, and we ended up cutting it from the movie, but it was just a fun idea that he does smoke through shoes with the speed of his runs, that he would wear out the soles pretty quickly. So yeah, I imagine he goes through a lot. This is just, I mean, this scene is incredible. Tyson Hess, who's obviously such a huge part of making these movies, he storyboarded this. This was very precious to him. He wanted it to be perfect. So he gave us just some really great boards.
I love Tyson so much. I was in a Mario Kart tournament with him all through COVID for 2 years. We played Mario Kart every week for a year and a half, I think.
Yeah, no, he's. I should also mention India, one of our storyboard artists that also worked on that scene. Was a two-hander between the two of them. Just did an incredible job. But yes, he just bleeds blue. He loves these characters so much, and he's such a talented artist,
He's become,
filmmaker.
Each film, I feel like he gets a little bit more.
Oh, he's a secret weapon. And,
yeah.
In fact, we probably should just delete his name from this commentary so nobody tries to
steal him away.
No, I think he loves this Sonic world so much, and would do anything for it, and we love working with him. Should also mention Al Levine, our editor, who goes way back and has cut all the storyboard animatics. His sort of first exposure into these movies was just working on animatics and hemping all of the voices, including Sonic, and just kind of worked his way up. And when it came time to hire an editor for this third film, I mean, the choice was obvious. Al's just got such great sensibilities and is a really great partner on the filmmaking team. And he did a great job.
Love Al. Good dude. Everybody, by the way, for these movies, I feel like everybody you surround yourself with is such a good person.
It's just the most important aspect is these movies take 2 years plus to make. You're going to be spending a lot of time with these people. So it's obviously important to find the right talent, but it's also even more important to find great people that you enjoy spending time with. 100%.
That whenever I did ADR, it would be in a room with you, Al, Tyson, and me. That's it. And at least would be outside sometimes. But it's
a great hang.
It is a good hang.
Like with your buddies and just making these big movies, and it's just the best imaginable circumstances when you really love going to work, love the people that you work with. Get Right, our visual effects supervisor, is now a veteran of all the Sonic films and the Knuckles TV series. He directed one of the episodes.
Who did?
Get Right, our visual effects supervisor. Yeah, and he's got a whole team that has come back movie after movie, and it's why we're able to make these movies the way we are. We one of the first things that happens after we finish a Sonic movie is we kind of sit down together, or we go out to dinner, and we just kind of talk about how we can do better next time. How can we make these characters look better? How can we create tools that make our filmmaking more efficient and just create better movies? And it's I think you see it in the films. They've always benefited from the experience, the shared knowledge, and we just always want to go bigger and better every time out.
Sonic Adventure 2, Knuckles is afraid of ghosts, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes.
He also flies around looking for, what was it, diamonds or
treasure? Yes.
Oh my God,
treasure hunter.
Those boards were so boring. You're just flying from place to place. It
was a very cool device though to get to choose, between
true.
the good guys and the bad guys, and to experience the missions from the bad guy's point of view or from the good guy's point of view. It was very.
I got Sonic Adventure 2, but as a mod for Xbox. Maybe it was off of Steam. I forget how I got it. And the controllers were so hard to work because it wasn't the Dreamcast. Which, by the way, you told me at the beginning. When you started production, you're like, I bought a Dreamcast.
Oh, yeah. I needed to go back and revisit. I didn't want it to be an emulator. I wanted it to be the real deal. And so I had to buy it all separately. Like I bought a Dreamcast, and then I bought, you had to have the memory cartridge to put it in the controller in order to save your games.
Yes.
And it was a whole, and then I had to, I had to kind of piecemeal it all together.
I did Xbox, and I did it too quick, and I could not control the characters the way that you could on a Dreamcast controller. It was so annoying to me. For someone who loves video games and not having the reaction time be the same is crazy. So this is the only game I ever watched a playthrough of.
Well, the 3D has changed so much since then too, and 3D cameras and all of that, and those were.
Is this in 3D?
The Sonic Adventure 2?
No, I'm
talking about video games. Yeah, no, we're not in 3D. The film is not, but just talking about the Dreamcast and early 3D graphics.
Yes,
in video games, it's come so far, and you try to go back and what felt so revolutionary and cutting edge at the time, obviously it doesn't always hold up, but it's still fun. It's still a ton of nostalgia.
Super fun.
Yeah,
so much fun. Do you have a top 3 video games of all time?
It's.
I never asked you that. We've been friends for a long time, and both of us love video games.
I know. I mean, of course, Sonic's on the list.
You can't do Sonic because we're watching Sonic.
Okay, well,
which Sonic then?
Is this where you grew up?
I'm going to say the first one.
I think Sonic 2. My favorite Sonic, I think, is Sonic 2.
Yeah. They're so hard. They're so hard.
This, we had to figure out the tone for me to do this scene a bunch. I love this. This is one of those things also. Jeff is very kind and lets me see cuts of the movie, but then also allows me, if I'm like, I think I could do better there, next session, he always lets me give it a shot. And then I put my trust in Jeff, and no matter what I do, I just know that he'll pick the right one for whatever the moment is. I think there was a moment there that I wanted to do it again because I wanted to be more realistic or something like that.
All right, big moment coming up. Professor Gerald Robotnik. So a little bit of license that we took with the story in the film. Ivo and Gerald never met in the games. Gerald was imprisoned and then summarily executed. So they never actually got a chance to meet. It was kind of through his journal that he left behind that Ivo sort of learned about his grandfather and Shadow and all that. But how can you pass up an opportunity to have 2 Robotniks and 2 Jim Carreys? You can't. You just can't. And so it ended up getting cut from the movie, although there's a few quick shots of Gerald in prison working on the design for the Eclipse cannon. But the idea is he's 110 years old, but he obviously is still very youthful, at least able to get around. But the idea is that he's doing the taking these little hits off of Shadow's quill, and that chaos energy is prolonging his life and sort of keeping him, because chaos energy is just by its nature, it can do a lot of different things, and we thought it would be a good way of explaining why Gerald was still around. But yeah, just having Jim play two Robotniks, it was just irresistible, and everybody was so excited about the idea right from day one, including Jim himself, fortunately. But yeah, incredible makeup. I mean,
makeup is amazing.
You just do not believe Mark Coulier, who's our makeup, who just won an Academy Award.
What did he win for?
The Emma Stone thing. Why am I completely spacing on the?
Oh yeah.
It was for Willem Dafoe's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah,
which looked great.
Characters in a movie being played by the same actor.
But yeah, you just can't. It's one thing for someone to hold up on camera and look great on film, but I would be standing with Jim talking to him while he had the makeup on, and just could not believe my eyes. I was so excited when we did our first camera test. That was really everyone's first look at what all the prosthetics and the makeup. And when Jim walked out and stepped in front of the camera,
God, it looks
the lighting,
amazing.
it's just incredible what they're able to do. It just was.
I remember
blown away.
Or watching an interview with Jim a while ago, where it was him talking about Grinch and how he was like in makeup for hours a day.
Yeah.
And then I thought because of that experience, he maybe wouldn't want to do this stuff again. Was he at all, or he was totally game?
I think he definitely probably had a little PTSD still from that, but this was not. I mean, the way he talks about it, I mean, that was like,
that was very
insane. I mean, because that was a full body thing. Like, this is really just the head
and also technology
and the hands. It was really, that was all that they were, and it was 3 hours, so it's still not an insignificant amount of time, but more manageable, I think, from a prep standpoint.
My entire life.
But yeah, just he really had so many great ideas about even just the sculpt of the makeup, and Mark would do these sort of maquettes. He'd do a workup of the of what he thought Gerald could look like based off of a cast that he had done of Jim's head, and then built the prosthetics on top of it. And he would send out the pictures, and Jim and I would look at it, and Jim would want him to have just a heavier brow, or have that nose bulb be a little bit more built up, and just add all these features and details, just to make it more personalized to what he wanted to do with the character.
How do the goggles stay in his head? Is there
it's like a glue. It's just a
really.
Yeah, they're just glued on. But it works great. I mean, we had straps on the first film.
Yeah, I remember.
Think it was, and it was another example of where we knew there was probably a better way to do it, and then we refined our methods. So great, get Sonic learning of his double Robotniks.
Do that on your own time. You sicken me.
Idris Elba and Colleen O'Shaughnessy, or just another set of actors who've just
incredible
so much to this series, and are just so wonderful to work with.
I feel like Idris has gotten funnier and funnier.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had so much fun on the series, and giving giving him his own kind of little storyline. So here's our Easter egg from the game, where Gerald is locked up and his mind is just poured out on the prison walls, and he's just he's using his genius IQ to just stave off the madness, and so it's another just a very iconic image that just lent itself very easily to the film.
And Colleen is the super pro. Colleen is like an actual
she knows tales.
Hall of
It's
Famer.
been like 10 years now, I think, that she's been playing the character. I mean, she knows that little fox inside and out, and just comes in and just nails it, and it's just Everyone in these movies is just so.
I love also because Colleen is like an actual Hall of Fame voiceover artist. I love when she gets to come to these incredible premieres and everybody gets to see and recognize how incredible she is and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
fucking love the voiceover
she gives
artists.
it back. I mean, she does the conventions, she does the shows.
Yeah.
She's there, signing autographs for fans and meeting fans and taking pictures with fans. It's just the kind of stuff you love to see, that kind of engagement, and that she's out there and just
She's amazing.
meeting people and taking care of the fans. The fans mean everything.
Real scary. What is it? Real scary, a black marble or something like that.
Yeah.
Magic marble. There you go. Ah.
Yeah, this was we've been in this little mysterious abandoned gun headquarters, this lab for a while, and it's like, you know what, it's time to get back to some action, and I really love how this came together, this little black hole sequence, and just the look is so dynamic, and it's a really great little set piece. I just really love how this came together.
It's just a good movie, guys. What location is this?
These plates were shot in Norway.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Colorado by way of Norway. But yeah, when you're on that side of the world, you're just looking for like
Gorgeous.
gorgeous places. You can just send a splinter unit to go and film some plates and get some material to help the visual effects do their thing. And so yeah, we were all over. We were in Iceland, we were in Norway, we were in Tokyo. We really covered some territory, which is fun. These movies, as the stories get bigger,
Yeah, man.
just open up the canvas and create just bigger, more cinematic visuals.
I feel like each movie has gotten bigger and bigger, and I have no idea what the fourth would be like. It's gonna be.
It's always a great problem to have that you made such a big movie that you really are like, how do we outdo this? I mean, I mean, going from Sonic 1 to Sonic 2, I mean, just
Huge.
the globe-trotting aspect of Sonic 2, and had such a great adventure, fantasy kind of quality, with getting to do obviously the labyrinth and the Emerald Chamber, and the being up in the mountains for the snowboard chase and the Owl Temple. And but yeah, it's always fun to try to outdo yourself. So can't have two Robotniks, can't have his family reunion without having some fun with Ivo, having gone through his whole childhood lacking and missing all this stuff, and now getting to work his way down the list of all these kind of iconic childhood moments, and getting to do with his grandpa. So it was a lot of work to design these. They were very.
I love this. When I saw this the first time, I loved.
Oh yeah, this is just the best. Gerald as Santa Claus. Does that make us a Christmas movie? I'm not sure if two scenes qualify.
Holiday
We have a
movie,
December
sure.
20th release. So,
Holiday movie, give it to us.
Yeah. But yeah, so not only coming at the character development opportunities with Robotnik and him getting his grandpa, but we also now are getting to take Lee Majub, his Stone character, and explore that same thing. Now, he's kind of feeling like the third wheel, and getting to see what that has done to his sort of relationship with Robotnik, and get to tell do some emotional storytelling in that world. It's just all this stuff just really fit and felt great, that we were kind of taking these characters that people have really grown to love and just making their stories a little more complex.
Another Easter egg.
Yeah.
Music.
And done, master.
Don't Alert sweater. Amazing.
Oh my goodness. By the way, the bit that's about to come up is one of my favorite bits in all the movies.
Oh, really?
It made me laugh so hard. And then you told me that it wasn't even supposed to be a big thing, right?
Always good to be back in the Wachowski house for at least one scene.
Unless it got cut. Did it get cut? The puppet?
No. It's,
Oh, thank
yeah.
goodness.
Little Tom? Oh, absolutely.
Do you mind?
Love that bit.
Yeah. This is in the trailer, which is just a very funny little quick joke.
It was getting
Oh, this is it.
boring
So-
without you guys
Yep.
here. No.
Here it comes.
No, none taken. I mean, whatever.
Just can't take my eyes off that sweater. I mean, look at it. It's fantastic.
Great.
Little Tom.
Is Little Tom.
I wasn't sure when I talked to James about the idea, like if he was up for a ventriloquism gag, but boy did he go for it and did an incredible job.
He kind of did it without moving his mouth too.
I know. He basically ad-libbed all of that and gave us a bunch
That's
of
just what I was
really
talking about.
funny
I
stuff.
love that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hope people have realized it through these movies, but James is a really funny guy.
He's so funny.
He's so versatile and as an actor. I mean, they both are. Tika is also incredible. We were just so lucky to have them as our mom and dad, as our Wachowskis.
What just happened?
We did a bunch of different versions of this too.
So can't have a heist without a planning the heist sort of montage, and so this was setting up the action that's to come. Thought it was a really fun idea to see all these kind of ways of Sonic things going badly, and just the little shoes, the burnt shoes, and then just a funny way of saying that story would not go well if they were to try that route.
Tom Cruise reference, Paramount reference.
Yeah. Can't pass up one more little Tom joke. He's got the Donut Lord, he's got Sergeant Sprinkles, he's got the Aviators.
Okay.
Sergeant Sprinkles, which was in our tests.
That's right.
That started the whole
way
thing.
back to the beginning. That's absolutely right.
Another Easter egg.
Yep. Got to remind
Characters.
Figured audience could use a reminder what that means when the Master Arnold and Sonic get together. He turns yellow and gets godlike powers.
But even the character designs when they showed Knuckles.
Oh yes. Yep.
How did that
I
go?
like his little Knuckles, little crocheted.
I was gonna say.
But just have a K. You can't really see it. He's got a little K on the front of it. So Tom and Maddie were nice enough to crochet.
Hey, great Halloween costume for next year. Donut Lord sweater with little
Absolutely.
Tom.
Look at that thing. I mean, the detail is phenomenal. All right. Off to London. Team Dark.
Did you have a lift for this for real?
No, it's just a camera crane, just mimicking the movement that would the platform that he'd be raised by. And then visual effects does their thing, and
Is that true? So he just stayed put, and you went like,
just it's the camera actually dropping down and doing the tilt,
and then you take that
and
image
that
and put it right
element then gets.
there? Oh my
placed in.
god,
Uh-huh. Yep.
that's so smart.
Yep. No, it's I credit the camera department and Brandon for they just know all the tricks of the trade.
Right here, sir. Stone, babysit the hedgehog.
Time for some spandex.
No boil. It's time for more family bonding.
Come on, Shadow. Got fresh avocados in the crab. We'll make guac. Revenge guac.
We kept that in, huh?
Oh yeah,
I love
it
it.
always tested really well. People
Revenge
really
guac.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow is not a comedic character. You don't want to compromise it,
Give him one
but you
minute.
got to give him moments.
Give him Knuckles. The Knuckles in the first movie we saw Knuckles, which was the last one. You gave him every now and then. You gave him a nice joke.
Yeah, it's like you want these characters to be taken seriously. You want them to be threatening when they need to be threatening, but that doesn't mean you can't have a little fun with them from time to time.
These shots.
Yeah.
Is that London Eye shot real or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the establishing shot was that's
Yes.
helicopter aerial footage,
In case of emergency.
and then all this kind of tighter stuff.
I really like when our three guys are together.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
They work so well together. So if you think,
And that way, actually, that's another thing. I mean, we already have done the Shadow lab sort of scene, but getting like the unexpected combinations, like Stone and Tails together, like you're doing, looking for who's not met, who hasn't been in a scene together, and I think that's always fun, and it opens it up to some new kind of writing and jokes when characters that have never met get to have a scene together. So Tails is always useful with all his incredible technology, and this knew he wanted to do like a Mission Impossible disguise gag, but not do masks.
Yeah.
Just lean into the little bit of more of a fun Tails tech kind of gag, and so just these little gizmos on the collars would just kind of be all we need to create these sort of full body holograms, and it gives us a chance to bring back our friends Shamar Moore and Natasha Rothwell.
Natasha has a new TV show out. If anybody wants to watch that TV show,
Yes, no, they're both.
she's amazing.
We're just this.
They're
whole-
both great.
It's just we're just so fortunate, and knew we wanted to bring them back and just have even if it's a pretty brief little scene that bring them back for some of the fun.
I'm sorry, Agent. All this facility's
And now, and the idea that Rachel is now a part of Gunn herself, and they're just there to have lunch.
She's a part of Gun?
No, we
Right,
just for the story, for the sake of the infiltration here, that they would.
God, I love Natasha as an improviser as well. She's so funny.
Yes, incredible, so talented, and he's been with us from the start, back to the first movie. So always looking for great ways to include her.
Okay then. Then go ahead and take those little sad fingers and start tippity type.
How long was the shoot?
That's right, go.
It's probably like 58 days.
That's it?
Something like that.
Wow.
You got to remember how much of this film really is animated. I mean, that it is just
Right.
all CG, environments, characters. Yeah, it's there's a lot of animated characters.
Sure are.
Have you seen where we ended up with this hologram gag and these? This is all really funny.
Let's see.
I really enjoy this.
I've seen different versions.
Yeah.
Director Rockwell?
Oh my God, I can't wait.
You might have seen it.
I haven't seen the final.
No, okay.
There was one back in the day that I was.
Colorado. What do you mean we're still accepting?
What do we do?
Pieces.
Okay, good work.
I haven't seen this.
What am I doing wrong?
And Ozzy there at the end. I mean,
I haven't seen that. That's
you
great.
just couldn't resist another little Tom.
You have to.
So we reached out to James. We're like, hey, we need one more little Tom pickup. So he recorded it and sent it to us, and got it in the movie.
I think I was around when we were brainstorming what you could do there. But I love the filters. All that stuff is so funny.
Yeah, it's a fun little gag. The visual gags are always just the best.
This is Sonic not being a good leader still.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Hey!
Yeah.
Cool scene.
Tight, guys. Now he's about to start to drive.
All right. Here we go.
2, 1, go.
Do you keep any props?
I might have.
It didn't work.
This is the only film I don't have any props because I'm never on set.
But the problem is a lot of these are the coolest props. I mean, this little USB drive. I think Tyson designed all of Tails' little stuff, and I think he ended up, as he should, with a lot of it. So never mind when someone wants to have a copy of the thing they designed. I certainly would feel the same way. But yeah, a lot of it's digital. Obviously, all of everything on characters, the digital characters interact with.
So it's not
It's not even real. It's
Little
digital.
Tom? Little Tom's not.
Oh
that
yeah,
bad.
he's
That's felt and made of love.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that found its way back to James's possession. He deserves to have it. If anyone.
Yes.
Hey, look, Luke Freeborn and Get Right. Little cameos on the photograph.
Oh, that's
Our visual
cool.
effects supervisor and production designer. Tyson's back there as well. He was the one that Ivo was hiding behind. You can see him there, a little out of focus.
Oh, Tyson Hess?
Tyson, yeah.
Where is he?
He's right. He's in that. We were just looking at him. See right there.
Oh, yeah, in the middle, yeah.
He's soft focus. He's kind of the Mike Wazowski of cameos. He's got the barcode in front of his face.
Can only belong to one.
Yeah, the telenovela was
Has to be
really
so
fun to shoot.
fun.
We have a lot more, which I think we'll probably put in the extras.
DVD.
Yeah. Shadow loves Latinas. That's another meme that we found a place for in the movie.
There's a meme that's what Shadow loves.
Shadow loves Latinas. Yeah,
Is that true?
it's true. You can Google it after we finish.
That's so
Yep.
funny.
I mean, these half the time we just find our way to these things. It's just I guess karma or just magic, and that just these opportunities to honor what fans know and love, and the memes they know and love. It just lands in it, falls in our lap, and we love it. So much for the guac party.
Nice. It's a good pun too, like block party. I love
Oh,
this scene. When I
nice.
saw the scene for the first time, I loved it.
Yes. No. This was.
Was it
We've all seen laser scenes in movies and breaking into places and heists. It's been done a lot. So obviously, we're always just looking for what hasn't been done. How can we do it differently? And so this idea of their suits kind of creating this like disco ball.
What about their heads, Jeff?
reflections? Well, yeah.
Hey, Jeff?
Don't worry about that.
Jeff, what about their heads?
You want to cover up Jim Carrey? You want to cover up 2 Jim Carreys? Can't cover up Jim Carrey. That's the number 1 rule of movie making: is do not cover up.
Oh, I haven't seen it with all the CG. This is
Yeah. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. When they start going? No, this was really. We had an incredible choreography team, incredible dancers. They just came in and built this out and rehearsed it and rehearsed it and rehearsed it until it was perfect. Jim did do some of it where he wanted to do whatever he could, where he could, but it did then, fall into the realm of some little bit of face replacement for some of the more dynamic, physical stuff. But Jim wanted to get in the mix and perform whatever he could, and yeah, and no, it's
Great
really
song,
fun.
too.
Yeah, no, that was Jim's pitch, bringing the Chemical Brothers. And yeah, no, this was deceptively difficult from a visual effects standpoint to create.
Oh my
this
God,
look.
are you crazy? Look at
Because-
the lasers.
Because we very quickly learned that if you have too much in there, it's almost impossible to understand or to to appreciate. And so we really just had to keep pulling back on the number and amount, because it just felt like it was really hard to track what the lasers were doing and that they were reflecting in all these cool ways. But yeah, just a real blast to film all.
Oh man, with the lasers, it's so cool. I didn't see with lasers like this.
Yeah, now the big finish here. No, it's just awesome. One of my favorite sequences for sure.
I'm going.
No, Sonic. We haven't disabled the
Up, baseline.
That's right. Tom Hulkenberg back for the 3rd time. Love working with him. Always great creative partner, and was really up for this in this 3rd movie, leaning in more to the music that the fans know and love. Live and Learn becoming woven through every aspect of the film that we could. The Crush 40 song that fans just have loved since it was debuted with Sonic Adventure 2 back in 2001. So music is a huge deal in this movie.
You're not gonna make it!
I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it.
Of course, once again, Sonic being very impulsive and not waiting for his team to do their thing and just running right in.
He needs.
Always going to get you into trouble.
He needs a team.
No time for autographs. Gotta go.
Oh God, we did 100 of those too.
You never know until you got to just
I love
keep
what you're
trying.
with.
Yeah.
Our destiny awaits.
Stop right there, Robo Scum.
Let's do this! Comedic!
This was a really cool set. Really hard to keep clean, but a really cool
Oh
set.
God, I'm
Floor, and just it being all this
Now, if you don't mind, I
reflective material that would just look awesome. But yeah, the crew all had to walk around with the little booties on to protect the
This vault
protect the
is
finish.
with variable gravity.
But
No kidding.
really just felt like something haven't really seen before. Is the variable
cool.
gravity
Rockwell,
vault.
Robotniks are planning to
Just a fun little set piece.
Stealing the 2nd key just like you are? Yes, I'm aware. I called it the second Commander Walters was attacked, so thank you for taking the bait and falling right into my trap.
It's fun when we get new actors in the movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just
Woman in the military.
it's the best of both worlds. We get to bring back the people you love working with, and then you get to invite new people into the mix. It really is great. Kristen came in and just had fun and was up for all the stunt work she had to do, and just was
Does it feel
Great.
harder? The more characters you have, doesn't it make it just harder to juggle the story because you have to
it
try?
certainly does.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
does.
even just having 4 CG characters, all of a sudden it's like
Leaving here.
there's so many CG characters, and then we have Tom and Maddie, and then we have 2 Robotniks. Then we have.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's why, I mean, what we were able to do with the Knuckles series, where, I mean, everybody just loved Knuckles and what Idris had brought in the second movie, and then like right around the time that he becomes an ally and becomes part of the team, movie 2 ends. You know, we have the baseball scene, and they're all finally together, and it's Team Sonic. And then if we hadn't done the Knuckles series, we would have just gone right into this, and now Shadow comes along and is the new thing. And so you don't want these really great characters to just get kind of like sidelined, or you just want to give more of them, because you know the fans are really into them. So that was really fun, and to get to dedicate a series and bring back,
and also give
Adam Pally, of course, and Adam's
Pally,
so funny,
amazing.
But that was a lot of fun to do. So get a little bit more of your Knuckles fix. But yeah, it's just all these characters are so easy to write for. They're so fun. They all have their personalities and their just ways of adding to the story.
What was that?
We might have a problem. No.
That's a cool sequence as an actor.
Yeah. So a little bit of stunt harness work, and not easy to do. I mean, being in a harness.
The worst. Have you ever had to go on one?
No.
They're the worst.
I suppose I should have, just to know what I'm asking of.
You, by the way, you should. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I've had to go in harnesses for a bunch of movies now. And one time I had a stunt where I had to fly, and they said we're going to do it at the end of the day. So I ate like a big lunch, and then they moved it right after lunch. And I was so close to throwing up the whole time, because all your weight is put on your stomach.
Yeah, of course. This was really fun. This little slug movement, which was a joint effort between the storyboard artist Doug Olson had done a really great job of building this out in the boards, and then the stunt team, Eunice was our stunt coordinator. She did a great job of realizing it and coming up with a rig in a way, because it's really hard to do. You couldn't do it on your own power, this kind of slug like movement that Jim's doing. And so they came up with a little harness that would kind of not do the movement for him, but would just take some of the weight off, so he could really just
that's cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool rig. The stunt department came through big time. Especially, I feel like this was such a big stunt endeavor, and the whole stunt team just really did a great job with all the pulls and the lifts, and it just it's always fun. You get to, as much fun as we have designing action for the CG characters, like we have these whole, squadrons of talented stunt performers that can come in and give us great stuff too.
He thought he was dead, but there he is.
Yeah, so I think this is a story point that in hindsight feels like, oh yeah, like it is maybe not obvious, but just makes a lot of sense. But the idea, we knew we wanted to work to a point where Shadow, like Tom, gets hurt, and Sonic is now suddenly put into this situation, or experiencing the feelings that Shadow has felt, where the person he cares the most about in the world, something happens to them, right? So that happened to Shadow with Maria, and now we need Tom to get hurt in a way that's going to sort of create that experience for Sonic. And we know we wanted Shadow to be responsible, but you didn't want to have Shadow just hurt Tom thinking it was Tom, because just sort of it would be too belligerent. It would villainize, I think, Shadow in a bad way. But him going after Walters, who he holds responsible for what happened to him in the past, that was suddenly way more believable. But the idea that this hologram, not really Walters, it's Tom, and Shadow's inadvertently hurt Tom, and Sonic thinks that Shadow just did it, now giving us our sort of our fuel for this sort of third act, where we're putting Sonic in a darker place and taking him somewhere that we haven't seen before.
And you also said you always wanted to kill Walters twice in the same movie.
I've just been looking for excuses
to keep killing.
No. But yeah, once we landed on this and this hologram gag that Shadow thought he was going after Walters, but he accidentally is hurting Tom. Like, this is just like, oh my God, it just clicked. And it was like, this is our setup for the rest of the film. And we know Sonic is going to just go through emotions that we've never seen him go through. He's going to be emotional. He's going to go right up to the brink of the sort of dark side, and go after Shadow with everything he's got. Just really make for a compelling third act.
We talked, folks.
Yeah. Jim's great little runner of him being
So where's your little
freaked out by shadows teleporting.
It's closer than you think, my boy. Welcome to my
So this was a very cool set. It was a partial build that we then extended.
What's the part that's built?
A couple of it's about a quarter of it. It was like a couple of those big windows and some of the walkway. Actually, it was more than a quarter. Is almost half.
Yes.
But
That's my genius, Grand Gino.
yeah, it was such a cool sort of set for all of this third act stuff. I mean, just getting to go to space, and again, just following the blueprint that Sonic Adventure 2 had laid out for us, where the end of the game is all in space, and it's on the Ark, and which becomes weaponized and into the Eclipse cannon, and just knowing we wanted to make Sonic and Shadow go super again and use the whole planet as their battlefield and use space as their battlefield.
Are those outfits from one of the games? Maybe
no.
Ivo's, no?
No. The next, oh yeah, the ones that they just got. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the most faithful Eggman costume we've ever done.
Yes,
and it just felt like finally we're going to space. We can kind of have these like spacesuit kind of cues, you know, these sort of this look that was just like it just was perfect, and it finally felt time to like honor the original Eggman costume in just the most faithful way we could, and it just looked great.
It looks so cool.
Yeah, and Jim loved it, and it just and then for Gerald, it was like, well, why not just give with the lab coat was sort of his iconic look from the games, that like just give him a white version of the same suit for them to go up and go into space.
But you and I are done.
But yeah, just ended up in a great place.
It's too dangerous, and I'm not
Costume
very
designer
protective.
Ellie Baker is
You lost, you won, sir.
incredible, and her and her team did an incredible job.
Do the honors, grandson. Here we go.
Right, let's launch this sucker.
Is there any story points that you wanted to put in this, or characters you wanted to put in this that were in early drafts that you did not do?
You know, because
For three.
because we knew what we were referencing with a lot of it, it really kind of fell into place pretty early. Trying to think, we didn't really. There's not a lot of stuff that didn't make the movie, or I mean, of course, like I was mentioning with the hologram gag and Tom getting hurt. There's always ideas or moments that you're not quite sure how to get there, but you know you need to get there. Yeah, no, I mean, it's always a challenge, and you do sort of come at the story every way imaginable. But Josh Miller and Pat Casey and John Whittington, our writers,
Great writers.
just always give us great stuff, and they're very, very fortunate to work with them. All right, Eclipse Cannon is launched. So yeah, tonally, I think we were talking about this earlier, but bringing Shadow into the movie, having access to his backstory, knowing that was going to sort of like take the tone of the film to kind of a new place and a more interesting place. It creates moments like this where like now we're putting our characters who can be silly and fun and entertaining and emotional, but now really putting them in just new situations and challenging them in new ways and working through these kinds of really emotional beats. It's just the stuff that I feel like makes for really good stories.
I
So,
love this beat.
yeah, getting to watch Team Sonic kind of break apart and see Sonic reacting very emotionally and just going to going sort of to the wrong place before he sort of finds his way. Just all
wasn't the right choice.
felt like really good stuff.
Only choice.
And you did a great job with the performance. I mean, this is when things get dramatic. You obviously are so talented at humor and give us so much comedy that the animators can take their cues off of, but this.
I love these beats.
This
That's
is
very
really-
nice. I love these beats.
really important stuff, and you gave us a great performance, my friend.
I know you're upset about Tom. We all are.
Last chance. Where is it?
Don't do this. Part of our oath is to trust each other, and I must abide by that promise, even if you have chosen.
There's only one
But he did.
kind of Sonic alumni that we haven't seen yet that we're missing, and I think he might be coming up right now.
The turtle again?
The turtle. That's right. Knuckles gave the Master Note the turtle. That would be hilarious. No Wade Whipple.
Who had his own TV show and then gets to come back for. I love these people. Also, I can't imagine Pally knows how to rollerblade, right?
He was like Bambi on ice.
Yeah, what an absolute mistake.
Yeah, he was
That looks unbelievable. Like
My goal? Pretty sick, right? I'm here for the emerald.
on his coverage, like he's not wearing them there, right?
I promised to guard the with my life.
no, I think it was took long enough to take him on or take him off, and I think you'd also know if he was standing there versus trying to stay balanced. So yeah, no, he wore him the whole time.
That's so funny. He obviously has never rollerbladed.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's all that fumbling is authentic.
I
There's no-
love
there's
that.
no
I
acting
love
there.
him so much.
National Emergency Broadcast. A spacecraft designed by the agency Gun has been hijacked and launched out of the River Thames.
Ooh, all these plates are gorge.
All residents are urged to seek immediate shelter.
Did you get a plate from New York?
That may or may not be stock photography.
Understood.
If you only need one shot of something, it's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
great,
What are we doing
great
right
use
now?
of
Mustache?
yeah
Solar panel
I was
mustache?
looking for reasons to bring in the iconic Robotnik look. This stuff is just awesome. I love being up in space and this set just being open to seeing the world below and all that depth.
And you guys really went to space, right?
We
Most of the
did.
budget
We
is just
did.
you guys
That's right.
flying to space.
That's right. We were very lucky.
You said you lived on Mars for 2 weeks. Fine? Good?
It's a long trip. It's
Remember what she meant to us.
all right. It's time to get emotional.
Remember what they took from us.
You were asking about sort of ideas and stuff that didn't make the movie. The placement of this was always kind of
Yeah.
something the where in the story did the true story of Shadow's past and what happened to Maria. Like, you don't want it to be early in the film. It's obviously heavy, and you don't want to kind of like weigh the movie down too soon when you want it to be fun and fast and exciting. But you owe it, and it's such an important part to the fans, to Shadow's story, Maria's story, Gerald's story. And so, but right before he has to use his anger to power up the station to do to activate it to do the terrible thing, this felt like the
I
right
think it's
place.
right.
Yeah.
I remember watching different cuts of this, and also I think a big question from fans would be like, how are you going to tell this story authentically? How are you going to do this? I think you did a great job figuring it out.
Thanks, man. No, it's
hard. This is a hard thing to do in
Yeah,
the movies that we make.
yeah, it's just emotional stuff.
Do you feel like the movies? Do you feel a sense of responsibility to grow up, like with the people that are growing up with these films? Do you feel like that the movie should grow up with them, or you're not? That's not something you really think about.
Absolutely. I think like Sonic, the first film came out in 2020. It's been almost 5 years since that, and yeah, it's like I love that idea. I love that the kids that watched that first movie are now looking for a slightly, just a different Sonic movie, and we love giving that to them and going and working our way into these new stories that are a little more grown up and able to handle more complex themes and subject matters, but yet at the same time, also honoring films that have come before and making sure that we're still fun and fast and action packed and hilarious and all that. So it's always a fun challenge though to try and balance all those elements.
I love the placement. I remember it being all of, like different places. I think the placement there is perfect. You need it right before that moment.
Yeah. No, if it came any earlier in the movie, I think it just is a little too heavy. But I think here where
it has to
really
fuel the moment. It has to have a purpose.
And it's also Gerald's story, right? This is where Ivo finds out what Gerald's true motivations are. And now that we just watched, it's not just the shadow side of what happened to Maria. Like Gerald, was a part of that same moment. And now you understand that Gerald has carried that anger and all this in the same way that Shadow has, and now they're going to do something about it and take their revenge. And even though Ivo wants to be a part of Gerald's life, Gerald rejects him. And now all this, it's like Ivo opened himself up, to family and to love and to all of that, and now he's getting burned so badly, and it's just. And Jim look at this stuff. He's incredible. This feels like two different actors in a scene delivering great performance. And it's the idea that it's one actor working both sides of it is just a real testament to what an incredible talent Jim is.
The only way to give Maria's life meaning is to destroy the world that took her from me. So I'm burning it all. It's done. Good work, Shadow. I'm prepping the firing sequence. The weapon will be fully charged in 10 minutes. It's almost finished, Maria. You will have justice.
I'm so curious what his character will be like in future movies if we get to do him.
Shadow?
Yeah.
Well, in the games and the comics and all that, I think it's always, he's just an interesting kind of, like, it's never a simple answer. Like, he's always kind of he's got morals, he's got I don't think he would call himself a hero, but he's not going to let bad things happen. He's not just going to stand on the sidelines if there's something that can be done about it, but he's also not just going to just sign up for Team Sonic. I mean, it's just not who he is. He's not going to become part of the Wachowski family, right? Like, he's going to be his own thing. And he's just going to be kind of a lone wolf. All right, let's do this. All this imagery, all this awesome action, this battle of the gods, like, it's been so hard as we've been starting to share trailers and commercials and imagery from the film. We've been holding this stuff back because I think it's just, you want people to experience it in the theater and not have it spoiled for them. But it's always hard because this stuff it just looks so great.
It's a little Matrixy, that moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got Keanu, you're gonna do a Matrix reference.
God, this stuff is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, you've got two characters with the power of gods. It's a fun thing to take out for a test drive.
Oh, I haven't seen it with all the CG. This is amazing.
Yeah. No, it's very excited for this sequence, and
oh my God,
do this in visual effects.
What's happening? Where are they? Up there. Where? Higher.
Callback.
Left yourself open. That's right. Robotnik and Stone outside the Roadhouse, movie 1. We love a callback. That's the other aspect of the suits, to kind of lean into this. And this was kind of Jim's pitch, this sort of nanotechnology that would really kind of allow us to just do whatever and come up with. We wanted to have a way of having this fight, Ivo and Gerald, not try to be Supersonic and Super Shadow. There was no way for it to compete with Supersonic and Super Shadow. So we wanted something that just had a totally different personality. Obviously, it could be have a little more comedy incorporated to it. And so I just feel like all the nano stuff pairs really nicely with this, because this is
the best. I love this. Where are they now?
It's kind of a Parthenon type setting, without being the Parthenon, because it was kind of a made up Acropolis temple. So it could be anywhere, but it's kind of Greece and that kind of part of the world, without being a specific temple that we would then have to destroy. But again, these guys being gods, it felt like to be in a temple for this moment felt like a good kind of good imagery, good setting for this.
Those are some of the hardest voiceover things to do. Like they
yells
over and over again.
Oh yeah. No, it's
but also the most exciting when you see on screen.
Yeah, I mean, in Sonic again, just
God, look at that shot.
A little bit of a 2001 kind of nod.
Go ahead. Finish it. What are you waiting for? Do it. I'm right here.
You didn't let your pain change who you are.
Good job, Jeff.
Good job, James. I mean, just time and time again, coming in and giving us great stuff. And it's never, I mean, it's so hard acting to nothing. He's always given us incredible stuff. But yeah, this moment of them finally.
There are no winners.
It's also the same position that Knuckles and Sonic had. That Marked hard if you think about it, which is a great little.
Yeah, and we don't go out of our way to do that. It just in this setting, knowing they needed to have this conversation in this fantastic place, being on the moon. Wow. And then this giving Shadow this moment to relive that last moment he was with Maria doing the stargazing. It just so emotional.
I felt this pain for so long.
Keanu just got it, knew what we were going for, and
when I lost Long,
nailed it.
I felt the same way.
As did you.
I'm in this. I forgot.
Yeah.
Go away.
No.
I just love that we get to do a moment like this, inside all this big bombastic third act action to kind of have this little character moment. And these two talking it out. This incredible setting.
Maria might be gone, but your love will always remain.
God, I hope we get to make another one.
And then lending opportunities for visuals like that.
The light shines even though the star is gone.
So much incredible animation work.
So good. It's crazy.
So proud of all our partners, all our vendors.
By the way, you're right.
All the animators.
So much of this movie isn't even rolling. You're not rolling cameras here at all. This is all CG.
And it's hard. It's like, I mean, this nuanced acting.
And even look at the glove. Look at the little.
Yeah. That's.
I missed that line. I guess I'll just watch it later.
One more thing I learned.
All right, get ready for it. It's coming. Those power chords. It can only be one thing. Rush 40, live and learn. You know what had to happen?
New recording or same recording?
No, this junkie, Tom Hulkenberg, just came in and created a new riff on it. It just kind of took the best elements and, we wanted something orchestral, but...
I love that beat.
Oh, yeah. That's right, New Hedgehog, and everyone loves it.
It also shows you that he has some personality when he lets loose Shadow a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is what we need if we're going to keep using him.
Absolutely.
He can't just be...
Yeah.
God.
Always brings down the house in our preview, our test screenings. Huge laugh. This is where Jim really came up with some funny pitches. The setup, defense.
Whoa, I haven't seen the final CG on this either. This is crazy.
There's no going back now.
Did he have anything on the day?
No, just his imagination, which fortunately Jim Carrey has an incredible imagination.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that beat either yet.
Yeah.
That's great, Jeff.
Mantis!
All of Jim's Mantis acting was hilarious. And so everything that the animators yeah, he's got wings.
I haven't seen it with CG yet. It's so much better.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Takes a little while, but we get there.
God, it's great. It's great. Jim is so good.
Oh, he's just...
I love him so much.
Well, I love that you don't really think of his, other than like The Mask going all the way back to the beginning, like his movies aren't usually as visual effects driven,
Yeah.
And so it's fun to to let his imagination kind of run wild and pitch
He's
ideas
just
that
a genius.
we could then turn around and execute. And but yeah, fun to give him all these toys to play with. So this sequence, got to give a shout out to Blur Studio, my alma mater.
Yeah.
This was all created by Blur for us.
Tim?
You knew this was going to be a very...
God, I haven't seen this either yet.
Oh, you're going to love this.
I just saw a rough of
Yeah,
it.
this is one of the last things we finished. So, but this is...
the sequence, even when it was rough, was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, seeing them fight side by side, I mean, we just knew it had to happen. We couldn't just pass up this opportunity.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. It's just an incredible amount of work, but
wow, man.
Not be more excited by the result.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, that's great. Huge smile.
Don't do this. Sorry, kiddo. Bring your grandkid to work day is over. Any last words? Just one thing that I never thought I'd say.
Jim gave us
What is it?
a whole bunch of really funny. It was hard to cut this down. It had a little bit more of a monologue quality, but ultimately we had to whittle it down.
Yeah. I like, but that moment works like that.
Yeah,
too. That moment works really well like that too.
That's always it's the embarrassment of riches problem we always have with Jim, is that he gives us so much stuff. It's always so hard to cut any of it.
Grandchildren. All the fun and none of the responsibility. Who said life was pointless? Huh? Oh, right. You did.
Now, he's dead, correct?
He certainly looks dead.
But,
there's one rule of filmmaking these days is you don't want to do anything you can't come back.
I mean, Ivo's come back twice already. He's fallen down from absolutely fatal injuries.
You could fall off a 200-foot mech, if you land right, hit a nice soft patch of sand.
Do you think the DVD commentary were the original podcast? Kind of.
They kind of were, weren't they?
Yeah, for real.
People talking. Yeah, absolutely.
I guess radio's really the original.
Yeah, radio deserves the credit. So this is the second part of that Blur sequence, which yeah, just love. I could watch those two, Supersonic and Super Shadow, fight side by side.
I have a feeling you're going to get another movie to do it.
That's the last line we recorded, I think.
Yeah.
This might hurt a little.
We did that a couple times too. Shot. Very Peter Pan, that shot.
Yeah. Big Ben at night. Just iconic.
So this was your plan? Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it since I think you made a little adjustment to this.
You can't stop the cannon from
Again, fun, these little team ups and pairings. I've never seen Robotnik Robotnik and Tails teaming up, do something, help save the world.
It's a little tight. Definitely not.
If we got a fourth movie, do you know what you want to do with it?
It's impossible to not.
Well, after the end of this
scheming and thinking, yeah. No, I think a lot of those choices are dictated by who we were bringing in next.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the story was influenced by the addition of Shadow, and I think any future movies will definitely be influenced by the new characters that are coming into the story.
Oh, that's a great beat. That close-up beat is great.
Yeah. As I was saying, all our visual effects partners just absolutely crush it on these movies. A great team.
Yes! I did it!
That's great too.
Look what you did.
God, I love Jim so much.
Yeah. And it's not, he's there by himself. Like, he makes it look easy. You really got to have as an actor, you really got to have a great imagination to make these scenes work.
Let's make it count. Ready for a little face of ball? Deep breath. 1,
Colleen crushes in this movie.
Yeah. Everybody.
God, we really could do these forever if they'd let us.
Love
Because
it.
you know the character, you just know the character.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah.
And only Knuckles would say it this way, only Sonic would say it this way, only Tails would say it this way, and only Shad would say it that way.
Yeah.
I remember when I did Ninja Turtles, that was a huge thing. Leo only talks like this, Raph only talks like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's
One
like
to
you
their
set up some rules and then you find ways to just throw interesting stuff at them and
Reactor core is overloading.
tell interesting stories.
It's only a matter of time before it blows.
So what does that mean for Earth?
A radioactive atmosphere? Rain that kills the crops and melts your flesh? Other than that.
Done here. You try to stabilize the reactor. Buy me some time. I'll push the station away from Earth before it explodes.
Hopefully,
This is our last
some
chance.
fans and audience members will see this via Con Dios thing and know it's a Point Break reference. End of Point Break.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When he was Keanu says it to Bodhi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, to Patrick Swayze.
I just thought it was a
Via Con Dios.
telenovela thing, but it,
Yeah, that's the last thing he says to him. Via
I
Con
love
Dios.
that. That's so good. I didn't get that. Gotta love my little blue guy.
Yeah.
What is that doing technically?
So his bracelets, they're kind of like power inhibitors. And so when he takes them off, basically it means he can use every ounce of his power. Again, not something you want to take
Too much
time to
time.
explain, but it'll mean something
It also
to,
just-
to the fans.
also-
or you ask the question after you see the movie, like, what did that mean? And then you can find the answers.
But also for him, it's like, like almost being like, I need every ounce that I can get for this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. He's going full power.
Exactly. Like I'm not, yeah.
Yep.
Could technically be Jim's last scene. This, when filming it, did it feel like that or no?
You certainly want to approach it that way. You don't want to
God, look how
kind of
cool it
kneecap
is.
it by, this is
This is Dr. Ivo Robotnik.
our visual effects vendor studio called Finn did really great work on this sequence and helping us design the look of the energy reactor. But here we go. This is it. The big goodbye. I mean, what they've done, what Lee and Jim have done with these characters in the last three
Unbelievable.
films, it just deserved the best. Just deserved a great emotional send off, and I can't think of a more appropriate one.
You were
A sick of friend.
a sicker friend.
By the way, you should say the idea of this live cast. There was earlier versions of the movie where he was live casting. quite
It's
a bit.
true. It's true. It's a
But
little
this
bit
works
more
totally
than-
by
Yeah,
itself.
of course. Everyone's streaming in one shape or another. So
But I think it's like it worked perfect here, but people wouldn't know that
there was a more
scene
there was
where
a
he
more
live
social
casting also.
exactly where he was live streaming the mission.
the
and,
El Fuego Caliente or the
yeah. Huevo Diablo.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Again, Lila Brown just did an amazing job. Love all that Shadow Marine stuff. Yeah.
This is gorgeous, man.
Just how to wrap up all these characters.
Yep, and then working as a team, everybody having each other's
all
back.
interweaving
Beautiful.
it all here and just letting the music kind of just drive it all. Tom, again, Junkie, just
Crush.
giving us a great score.
I guess there's only one thing left to say.
And that red suit. Oh, fantastic.
It's been a real drag.
Eggman.
How many different versions of what he said last was there?
There weren't that many.
So it's
Sometimes
like a
when
real
it just
drag
feels
thing
when
for nothing?
it feels right, it just kind of feels right.
Superman reference? James Gunn reference?
Sonic, look.
It's always important that we end these Sonic movies with the characters looking absolutely filthy. Like they've been through, been through a lot.
Through a big thing.
Oh yeah, Sonic got off a little lighter this time. I feel like in the last movie he was really beat up, but it's good. And then they've been through a lot.
So technically, Jeff, that is the last scene for Ivo Robotnik and Joe Robotnik. Technically.
In the context of this film, yes.
Could they come back? Who knows?
Who knows? Only time will tell. The future of our little movie verse. I love this too. This is just a nice little
Gorgeous.
nod that Sonic and Knuckles didn't exactly part on the best terms, but
just team.
But now they're whole again.
But also moving forward, they are called Team Sonic, right? How about just Team? This could also be Lee's Stone's origin story to become a big bad.
I know. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways.
A lot of fun things we could do. I'm really happy for Lee that he got these moments. They're really beautiful.
Oh, so well deserved. I mean, our original cast. I mean, everyone's just in such a huge.
This is a great beat.
Yeah.
Big finish.
That's new too.
Yeah, and we all, for whatever reason, the last set shots on the visual effects shots in the movies ended up being food. It was the chili dog falling from space and hitting Knuckles on Sonic 2.
Yeah,
when he called it down. That was one of the last shots delivered, and this s'mores shot I think probably was the final shot.
Also,
by
a Jeff Fowler specific is if your CG characters. Oh, there you go. You left
yeah,
one in.
one more.
If your CG characters have been through some stuff, you dirty them up. If your human characters have been through some stuff, you put them in a sling.
That's right. Multiple slings. Walters has a sling. It's
exactly.
Yeah. It's a director trademark. All right.
I haven't seen the new tag, by the way.
Oh, good.
It's changed a couple times.
I'm excited for you to see it.
And way out in front to the surprise of absolutely no one. It's
So, of course, Sonic's not going to let his seeming defeat at the beginning of the movie with the race go unchallenged or unresolved. And so, yeah, felt like a fun way to get them back together and have them race off.
Oh, I love it. Well done, man.
Thanks, brother. These are just...
I haven't seen the credits either.
Yeah.
Are these finals?
They are.
Oh, I love.
At least the ones that were when people see the DVD or the digital copy, it will be. Yeah, Picture Mill.
Pat Josh, all writers, John, incredible job.
Yep.
Not easy to do these, man.
Toby Asher, just incredible producers.
Heroes.
The best to work with. All our friends at Sega. Yep.
We'll get to see them soon.
Tim,
hey!
my mentor at Blur Studio, Tommy Gormley, a legend in the film world. So lucky to
what's this song?
People. It's a new song.
Ow.
Yeah. Ellie Baker, costume designer.
Oh, I dig it. Who's singing this?
This is Jelly Roll.
Oh, wow.
Yep. It's we always love to end on an original song.
Is the animation style similar to one of the...
Yes, it's kind of a nod to those early Sonic 3D games and just having a little... We've done the sort of the pixel sort of raster, pixel art on the last two credits, last two movies. But now once we hit Sonic Adventure 2, the games became polygons, and so felt like our credits should take the same route. But yeah, really fun. Just
oh, I dig it, man.
Yeah, no, they always love getting to do this and end the movie on just fun, colorful. Exciting stuff.
Who did the end credits?
Picture Mill.
Picture Mill.
Yeah, they've done all our main on ends. Always deliver great stuff. Marza, another.
Hey, one more. Why not?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so this I've only seen.
Family champion once again. Tails.
I think I overshot it a bit.
Yeah. So it's been pointed out to me there probably is no such thing as a New York State Park, but it's a movie about a talking hedgehog. Uh-oh.
All right, so we have Metal Sonic.
You know this guy.
Do know him. Who's he going to be voiced by?
That's the best part about it is he doesn't really talk.
Ever?
No.
Oh, I thought I would have to do him.
It's an interesting idea.
But then? Oh, that's cool.
Pro tip. If you're going to take a shot at the fastest creature in the universe,
You better not miss.
That's right.
you better not miss. I'm flattered.
It's always fun to see the speculation from the fans about who the new characters are going to be. We're definitely working our way down the list. So the list of choices, I think there's probably...
Well, I also think everybody's going to
correctly
just this.
It's true.
So I don't think people are going to see this next part coming, which is I didn't see it coming.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, it's long overdue. Time to get Amy into the mix.
What?
Yeah,
People are going to go crazy at that part.
Yeah, absolutely. And there she is, Amy Rose.
Hey! Now we have 5.5 minutes to talk. Amy Rose, by the way, not who's going to voice Amy Rose? Who knows?
That's right. We'll just have to wait and see how
Who
things go.
knows?
Lots of probably great ideas out there.
How exciting is that moment? So there have been different versions of that, by the way, that ending you went through. I've seen a bunch of different versions of that, and all of them were awesome, no matter what the length was for all of them.
Yeah.
They were all so cool.
I mean, just knowing who we were introducing, that's always step one. And then just, you don't want to overdo it. You want to, I mean, this felt like just the right amount of action and just to kind of leave you wanting more and not to have it feel like we're launching into a whole new story beat.
Artistic consultant Jim Carrey. How cool is that?
Yeah. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So with Amy at the end, was the script always going to end with Metal and then Amy, or no?
Yes.
You always had that idea that, like,
yeah, because if you go back to the game, so they were both introduced simultaneously in Sonic CD, which was that's their origin. So it just felt again like honoring what fans know, honoring the kind of timeline of what's come from the games. I mean, we jumped around a little bit because technically Sonic Adventure 2 came after Sonic CD, so Amy and Metal should have been introduced before Shadow. But it's I think people will afford us a little creative license to mix it up a little bit. And but yeah, so those will be two exciting new characters.
I was so excited by the idea of scenes with Sonic and Amy because there haven't been a lot of female voices with Sonic.
Right.
And I think the audiences want that also. And also, Amy is such a badass character that to see a female voice and a female character just kick so much butt.
Yeah, it's what we're missing. It's what we need.
I think that's why I'm like so excited if we get a fourth, I'm so excited to see what the writers do and what you do. But then, by the way, now you have 5, 6 CG characters.
I know.
So where does that world live?
It's always a good problem to have.
I can't wait to talk to you about this when we're not.
But the thing about these endings, and you asked me, well, what am I doing now that we've wrapped the film and it's coming out? It's like it has always been the case with like Sonic 1, where Tails was the teaser at the end, and all I could think about back then was like, oh my god, we made a whole Sonic movie without a single Sonic and Tails scene.
Insane.
And all you want to do is start getting those characters together,
That's right.
writing those scenes and seeing it come to life. And then at the end of Sonic 2, it was Shadow, and it's just like, oh my god, let's go right now. Like you just want to start like telling that story, and writing those scenes, and it's the best aspect of making these movies is that when you finish the movie and you feel like you should just be like collapsing at the finish line, it couldn't be any more any different. It's actually this gust of wind comes in and you just can't wait to just get back out there and start doing more.
I think also I'm always surprised by like when we introduce Tails, I was like, okay, now we're bringing the fan favorite, and then you introduce Knuckles, like, oh wow, I guess this is actually probably one of the and then Shadow is just as big, and then Amy is just as big to people too. So it's like the idea that we have that, and we probably still have a bunch of characters that we can play with too, whether it's smaller roles or big.
Oh my gosh, it's just 33 years of Sonic being around and all the games that have come out since then. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a deep bench of characters, and they all bring their own, great elements. So it's the best problem to have. You have so many characters that fans care about and want to see on the big screen, and we'll just keep giving it to them if we can.
My goodness. I hope we make these movies till we're 1,000 years old.
No,
I hope we make this movies. You know what I mean?
They're a blast. They really are.
And also to see them in theaters, anytime we're lucky enough to see them in theaters, I know people are getting this DVD and hearing this now, but it's like the idea of being a part of like a big like Hollywood movie is like a dream of mine. I'm sure yours as well. We're both little nerds that grew up, whatever.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like
We're living the dream. I mean,
100%.
Make movies like this that celebrate everything that we loved about movies when we were kids, but not only the movies, also the games. It's like to get to celebrate all the stuff we love and tell stories and put that back out.
And also to have a real, we helped a little bit with the idea of making video games turn into films and it be successful. Okay, you got to.
All right, here we go. Yeah, well, we can't leave people thinking that Shadows is gone for good. So we
can't get Keanu Reeves and then pretend it's
definitely wanted to let fans know that we weren't done with him just yet. So he'll be back for more. All right, great job, buddy.
Well,
until next time. See ya.
Bye, guys.